Jeremy, hello.
Hello, Blake.
Can you just, for people listening to this, can you run us through who you are, how many franchises you've got, and what led you into the decision to invest into Nuviva?
So this is going on over 12 years. So I own 6 different franchises. The biggest thing is how I got involved in this is Alex and Jeff had brought me in on a conversation because we'd known each other from, through another business. And in all honesty, I'd go and kind of shadow at the office, and every day I'd come home, I had never been happier. So I knew it was something that I wanted to be involved in. One of the main stories that's kind of heartfelt is, I was in a clinic and I remember one of the patients running up and just hugging Alex. And I'm watching kind of like the whole demeanor. And she's like, "Thank you, you saved my life." And I was like, I knew from a family of, both my parents were physicians and they were fully involved in the medical background. And, all of us have different segments of life. Like I originally wanted to be a physical therapist, but things happen in life. And, one of those things is I had to go down a different path. So I'm thankful that I was able to be brought back into the medical field where I truly believe in what we do.
And so what made you happier was seeing the transformations in these people's lives, and that incentivized you to join the franchises?
In all honesty, exactly. Having an ability to change somebody's life by having communication with them and giving them different guidance. And the most important part, what people don't realize is as a coach, when we're consistently coaching these individuals, we're actually helping ourselves in the same segment. And I think that's, the differences between a lot of different things, because when I was full-fledged into the clinics and focusing so much on the patients, it was just enlightening. It was kind of like it powered my battery, if you will. Mm-hmm. It kind of recharged me on a daily basis.
What locations do you have and where are they at the moment?
So I have Central Florida locations, which are Lake Mary and Orlando. I also have Coral Springs location. And then on top of that, we also have the Boca location, and then also Melbourne as well.
So obviously, it takes time to develop a couple of clinics. What was the first one that you started, and what was the benefits that you noticed opening up that franchise?
So we originally, keep in mind, Nuviva originally started in Fort Myers, Florida. And then obviously the Naples location opened. So our very first franchise outside of corporate was the Orlando location. And what brought me back to Orlando is I went to UCF and I just kind of wanted to get back to my roots in that segment. I had opened, a small company when I was younger and I knew a lot of people in Orlando. So I moved back to Orlando and it was a transition where, I started this franchise with myself and one other person, and it kind of grew to that point within, 12 months, I was able to open a second location. And we moved into Lake Mary, which was phenomenal because we got to actually rebuild the entire building. And it's one of those things when you have the ability of touching every segment of your business and you walk into an office and you're like, I put that wall up. I worked on those floors. I painted that wall, and just kind of growing that business. So you have such a passion behind it. And then an opportunity came and, I went to FAU before I transferred to UCF, and I had the opportunity of opening a location in Boca, which was amazing as well. And then Coral Springs is where I went to high school. So it was just a consistent transition of where, I guess in a way, just where I have touched throughout the years. And I can say like each place I've lived, I now have an ability to have a clinic there. So I can consistently, make it not only a business vacation, but I can also visit friends and family as well.
12 months to become profitable enough on your first franchise to justify opening up a second one, that seems pretty quick.
So I think it's all on what you put into the business. Luckily we have, and how do I say this, the franchisor, and when we work with Jeff and Alex and so forth, and you see the workload in which Jeff brings upon himself. But what it is that passion he has for the business drives the rest of us. So I know that, I was a working owner. I was in those offices every single day. I worked as many hours as I could. I worked on weekends and so forth. And my family understood, work hard now so I'm able to relax later on. And, and then the processes started flowing and understanding how to balance and finding those individuals that you work with. So we look at it more of a family than employees. We have a solid family, and, you can call them employees if you need to, but I've never had to. And they believe in what we do. It takes time to find a person who has the same passion and empathy, but by doing that, it's given me an opportunity to not only grow the businesses, but able to step aside and become part of the franchisor as well. So more of the business side of what we do. And I think that's what most owners are pushing for. So it is an ability, but it's giving your all at the very beginning.
What would you say with a franchise, the allure of a franchise is already having established systems in place and being able to almost in a way cookie cutter to a degree your system and your business. How did you feel the systems are with Nuviva in order for someone to jump in and take control of their own franchise?
So the great part about Nuviva is just like we talk to our patients, we are not a cookie cutter diet. We're a multi-phase nutritional program. And by doing that and segmenting and giving our patients the complete tools to actually not only lose their weight, but maintain it as well, there's no difference in the franchise model. Every step has such segments and processes put behind it. And we have the knowledge base and the education. And most importantly, we have the help. Okay, I think what happens in a lot of cases, and I've spoken to a lot of individuals who own businesses or part of a franchise and so forth, once they're involved, they have no help. From day one, I was able to call the owners of Nuviva on a regular basis and ask their opinion on things. And I will say that to this day, I can call Jeff on the phone. I can leave him a message. It does not matter within hours to minutes to hours. He will make sure he gives you a call and answers those phone calls. And here's the great thing is our employees feel the same way. It's such an open platform where the door is always open to ask for education, to ask for help. And I think that's the biggest benefit of what we offer here because we do everything in-house. Every medication, every supplementation, not medication, so all of our supplementation and so forth, and all our knowledge base comes internally from consistently growing year after year after year. And I think that's the goal too. People become very sedentary. At any point in time, we're shifting and changing and evolving. We've never stood still. Consistently growing, which is fantastic.